Hi, my name is Nicholas and I play SONOR drums. Well, I had like a very cheap drum set as a beginner, and when I got like 13, 14 years old, I wanted to have a better kit and also a bigger kit, because I was getting into people like Steve or like Gavin Harrison. And then I just went into a local drum shop and they had a nice array of drums and I tried them all, and the last one was a SONOR S Classics, and it was a bit more pricey than the rest, but it just wasn't a competition. Like right away I heard the toms and they sang and I just fell in love with the sound, and I haven't played anything else ever since. And I still play that kit actually today on gigs and everything. I don't come from a musical family, actually, but my dad, he was always very much into listening to music, like as an active experience. And I think that had a big impact on me from a very young age on. And I just always naturally gravitated towards the drums. I don't know why, I just always hit stuff and played on stuff in the house or on vacation. I would build up drum sets from rocks and woods or something like that. So when I was 8 years old, I started getting lessons. I got a drum teacher, and luckily he was a really great teacher, and I had lessons with him for 10 years until I started studying. So I studied music with great people like Florian Alexandru Zorn, Joost Nickel, Udo Damm. And now I'm basically on the road quite a bit with a lot of different projects. I play in a lot of different bands, and it's a great variety of styles, which is something I always looked for, and I always wanted to do a lot of different things, like from alternative rock to straight up jazz trio or singer-songwriter folk music in between, and yeah, just a lot of great music. Like in every style or genre, I could find music that I liked and I didn't like. Sometimes it would be the drummers. I would see a drummer play something and hear a drummer play music I've never heard before, and in a way I had never seen before. So that's definitely an inspiration, but it also comes from just listening to great music and wanting to support the music and play with the people that play that kind of music. So it's both sides. Well, when I was 13, my great drum teacher took me and a couple of my friends, who were also playing the drums, to see Benny Greb in a really small club in my hometown. And it was a game-changing moment for me, I think, because until that point, I mainly listened to like prog rock and very complex stuff from my dad. And then he played like a very, very slow song. It was like 55, 60 BPM. And then he would just play a very simple groove. And I just stood like 2 meters in front of the bass drum. And with every snare hit, my mouth would get a bit more open. And I wanted to find out what it was that made it so great, although it was so simple. And then I got into a Benny Greb deep dive for the next couple of years, I guess. But I also really got into Gavin Harrison for a while, also because I liked rock music because of my dad. And the more I played jazz, I also got into people that play jazz, like Jeff Hamilton, and now like younger players like Marcus Gilmore, for example, is a big inspiration at the moment. Mark Juliana was another one. Yeah, basically people that have a very own and unique voice and like something to say on the instrument, intention, but they still serve the music. Like they don't put themselves up front, but they still have character. Well, when I got the call to do the duet with Steve, I was actually on tour and I was waiting for a train. So it was caught a bit in the moment, but I was completely overwhelmed because I had known the Salt Peanuts duet with Jeff Hamilton from my drum teacher. He showed it to me at a very young age, so that was kind of like a full circle moment to be able to play that with Steve after he and like people like Steve and Jeff and Adam Nussbaum and their DVDs as well, like really got me into brush playing. So it was nice to share this experience with Steve. Yeah, I have quite a few different, I have 3 different drum sets and a lot of different snare drums as well. And also vintage stuff, like I have a teardrop snare that I play a lot, and I have a swinger from the 70s. And it's, all these kits sound equally great, but they just fit different occasions perfectly. Like the Birch kit has such a nice projection and attack while still keeping the warmth of the Sonor sound. And the vintage series, or also the vintage kits, they have like this nice warm, a bit muddy, woody tone that just, it's not as clear and pronounced for the rock music, but it's just so nice and delicate if you want to. And I feel like the vintage series, especially because it's still like a new drum kit and the wood is fresh and everything, it sits in a very nice sweet spot between like the vintage warmth and woodiness and still a bit of projection that you sometimes need. So that's kind of like a go-to for me nowadays. Okay, let's go with wood, character, and home.